Nothing real can be threatened and nothing unreal exists. What does that mean? That comes from the Course in Miracles. And what that points to as we go through this spiritual awakening, as we go through coming into alignment with our highest selves, one of the things that we have to work through is seeing through the matrix, like what is truly real. And I think that this is one of the hardest things, I think, on this journey as we transcend, is to truly see through the eyes of love, that love is the only thing that is real. It is the energy, it's the currency, it's all that is in the universe. And we think that all these other things are real, but the reality is the only thing that is truly real is love and the oneness that we share with our Creator and with every other element of creation on this planet. And there is no opposites. I think Einstein said, when it was asked about evil, really there is no such thing as evil. The only thing that is void in that situation is God. The only thing that's absence is God. It's just like there is no such thing as darkness. It's just an absence of light. And I think as I go on this journey of how do I step into a higher vibration of true love, of true divinity, of true oneness of the universe, to really come into a space of ease and flow and trust and surrender, the thing that you have to be able to see through is all the things that our ego perceives is the opposite of love. And it's very easy to get caught on that bandwagon, to truly be honest with you. I know that I experience it still, and I know that the lesson is for me. The lesson is for me to remember who I am, that can I see only love in that situation. And that is can be a very challenging thing to overcome, because our ego has been so conditioned and is so strong and it feels so real. But when we have those negative emotions, the only thing that they're really pointing to is our disalignment from the truth of what is really reality. When we're in a state of peace, when we're in a state of oneness, when we're in a state of harmony, when we're in a state of love, that feels very easy. And that's truth. We are meant to feel that ease. And when we're not in a state of truth and a state of oneness and a state of love, and we feel upset or uneasy or discontented or anxious or nervous, that's our body and our GPS system to tell us that we're not in right thinking, we're not in right alignment, because that isn't the truth. The only thing that's true and the only thing that is real is love. That's the only thing that's real. There's nothing else real in that even exists. Only love is real. Everything else is the non-existence of love, which is the absence of love, which just doesn't truly exist. And we exist in relationship with everything. We are in relationship with every other human being. We are in relationship to everything that we interact with, whether that's an animal, whether that's the nature that is also a creation of God, whether that's social media, whether that's a TV show. Everything that we do exists in relationship. Our um, even our relationship to working out, our relationship to food, what we eat, what we take in, everything exists in a relationship. And do we see everything as existing in relationship with us? Do we see everything as divine? And are we in loving relationship with that? And in relationships, everyone in the relationship is served by everyone else in the relationship by being the reflection you need at that moment to teach you more of who you are. So I think even in my hardest moments that I've had in my life, and I can reflect now, or I even have situations in the present moment that are completely designed to teach me who I am, to remind me that the only thing that is real is love. And if I put my attention and allow the ego to take over and to create upset or anxiety or discontent, and whatever the situation is, that's just an opportunity for me to learn. And when I think about the world that we're in right in this moment, we are here to be divine. We are here to remember our divinity. We are here to recall the essence of who we are. We are here, each one of us, to be like Christ. We have the same abilities. We have the same access. We just have to choose. And when we come into relationship with that, it's amazing what things then happen. So we're in choice. We are always in choice. And when we choose right and we choose love and we choose oneness and we choose truth and we choose peace, we feel that. We feel content within ourselves. And when we don't, that's a lesson for us to come into. How can I see this as Christ would see this? How can I look at this person and see that they are acting from only their highest state of consciousness? I heard this analogy of, I can't remember who said it, but where it's like that person that's unconscious is like a blind person walking down the road into oncoming traffic. They just don't know. And so the only thing that we can do is love and to love and to know that they're at the highest state of their being. And by offering our love, we offer them our forgiveness and our acceptance. And as we do that, we offer them that ability to come into alignment with themselves. Because that's how Jesus healed. When we think of the stories that are talked about when it comes to Christ and how did he heal the sick, he healed the sick because he didn't see them as sick. He saw them as perfectly divine human beings without any ailments. And when our minds join together, we can shine away the ego. My mind joined with Christ's mind, God's mind, can shine away the ego. And we are here to just transcend. We are not here to really do anything else other than to come into an energetic alignment with the blueprint of our soul, which is unique to every single one of us, but is ununique, and it all comes from source. So the PowerPoint isn't that we are all unique. The PowerPoint is I'm just like everybody else. I am just source like everybody else, but the vibration, my expression, why I was put on this earth is different than every other human being. And my vibrational attunement is different from everybody's vibrational attunement. And we're here to just realize that. And the reality is we all hold the answers divinely within ourselves for everything that's going on in our lives. If we're willing to tune in and we're really here to tap in, and we really start to listen to that small, still voice that wants to guide us. It wants to guide us to the light. It is God, and it wants to help us step into the highest expression of ourselves, to realize that everything that we ever desired is already ours. It's already been created. The only thing that we have to do is to attune to that vibration at which we can receive that. And so this journey is probably the most beautiful, most complicated thing that we sign up for as a soul. And the earth school that we're on is probably the one of the most difficult. And we come in here and we have to remember who we are, because when we come in, there's kind of an amnesia that comes over us, and we forget. And we're here to wake up and tune in and tap into that. And everything that we do is a creation, a co-creation with Source. From our work to our workouts to the foods we put in our body, all of those things. And all I want for humanity is for there to be a remembrance, for people to tap in, to know that this is about divinity. This is about finding your voice. This is about becoming unprogrammed by not listening to, quite honestly, anything that we hear in the realms of the world, but to truly step into our divine essence that our body spells out, that we are God eternal within the body. Our DNA spells that in every ancient language. 1 gram of our DNA houses the entire history of the universe. We are the most divine, spectacular species that are here to experience God by being an emanation of God, so God himself can know what divinity is through the experience of each one of us as a human being. So when you have moments, which we all do, I had a whole bunch today, a whole bunch. And I have to just tune back in. It's a test for me to remember, to cut through the illusion of what I know is not true, because it's not true because it doesn't feel true. Truth is love. Truth is peace. Truth is our divine. Truth is me feeling so in tune with God that I can completely and surrender and trust and know that God's plan for me is greater than any plan my ego has for myself. I need to only be a vessel for the divine to work through. I ask myself every morning, where would you have me go? What would you have me say? And to whom? That's it. I don't have to do anything else. I need to be a vessel for Source to shine a light, and for every person that I interact with to be my teacher. And there are some powerful teachers that I have worked with. And I am so grateful, because the human that I am wouldn't know the divinity that I am without that experience. And so I am grateful for everyone. I am grateful to every teacher because it's taught me and reminded me what the truth of who I really am. And so, as we continue on this journey of life, as we work through the moments, as we work through the spiritual evolution, the human evolution of the upgrade that we are going through as a human race to a different density of consciousness, one of love, one of vibration, one of Christ consciousness, one of communion with all of creation, to know that everything is God and that we are of God and we will return to God. And that's all that matters. At the end of the day, we come from source and we go back to source. And did we learn our lessons? And did we teach everybody that we interacted with and give them the reflection of the true divinity of who they are? So join me on this journey. Let's explore it together. Let's talk about how we can co-create with source and spirit, how we can be in vibrational alignment with the law of one, how that we can have the desires of our soul made manifest on this plane of existence, that we can know love, that we can be love, and that we get everything returned to us. And that we can cut through all the illusion and all the untruths and work through the karma that we have created for ourselves to step into the most divine expression of ourselves. So if you want to know, I can share all my stories, all my examples, and how can you turn your life into a work of art that is pure divinity. Join me every weekday where I'm going to answer all your questions, life questions. How does this apply? What about this? What about that? Let's talk about it all. That's why we're here. We're here to learn. And I will tell you, the most uncomfortable moments I've experienced have been the ones that have taught me the most. And I am grateful. I am grateful for every human I have ever interacted with, I've ever had the pleasure of experiencing, because they have taught me something about myself. And have I always gotten it right? Absolutely not. But I can atone, I can learn, and know that in this moment, right now, that I am divinely perfect. Every lesson that I've had has been what I've needed for my soul's highest growth. So let's walk this journey together. Join me and ask any and all questions.